Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Titleless Musings, and today I have another K-pop journal with me for you. So today the focus of this spread is Enhypen's US TV appearances. I wasn't going to do this one because I don't have many photos from the Jimmy Kimmel one. I could have just gone and screenshotted some, but to be honest I was feeling a bit lazy, so I just went and picked off the ones that they either posted on like Weverse or things like that. So I don't have as many for the Jimmy Kimmel one as I do for the Jennifer Hudson one, but it is what it is. I still wanted to make a little spread about this because I have enjoyed so much having them here in the US. I'm going to be so sad when they leave. At time of filming, they are actually still here in the US. It's the Friday before the second weekend of Coachella, so tomorrow is Saturday the 19th, and I'm going to watch them again on the live stream. I'm not actually going to Coachella, I'm just watching it on the live stream. But I do make it like a whole big event, you know, I have to like dress to match the code. I had my light stick, I had my J-tier picket, you know, just because it's through a TV screen doesn't mean you can't support. But moving back to the focus of this spread, I was inspired by a spread that I actually made last year. I'm not gonna lie, I took inspiration from myself. This was back when I made the ones for Romance Untold. I can't remember what the two events were, but it was when they were starting to promote EXO, and I think one of them was in Kagyo. And I made the spreads where both sides were different, but they were the same performance, if that makes sense. So like the page on the left was one performance, same song. One on the right was different performance, but same song. So that's what I tried to do again here. I did the Jimmy Kimmel one in like gray, peach, brown, beige kind of styles, just since the photos that I got from Weverse weren't super bright and colorful. But then the Jennifer Hudson show, I actually got those from Getty Images, I'm not gonna lie. So since I just grabbed a couple screenshots of them, I wanted to just use the blue and purple and pink kind of colors. So this spread is definitely a lot less visually interesting than the one on the right is going to be, but the Jimmy Kimmel one I decided to write my thoughts about, and I guess I might as well just give you my thoughts here as well. I stayed up to watch Jimmy Kimmel the night that they were on. It was magical. I was exhausted, but it was magical. It was so beautiful. I'm so glad that I watched it. I was so surprised when the fans had the name fan chant. I thought that was brilliant. I wasn't expecting that, but it was so cool to hear. Like, you could feel the electricity through the broadcast. It was awesome. I can't imagine how cool that must have been to see live. But first of all, the floor choreography, it always reminds me of that Drunk Days microwave meme. That's what I think about every single time I saw it. But then I also I have to give my bias shout out to Jay, because the eyebrow quirk, I was so sleep deprived that night. I was not in the good place to be seeing that. It took me out. But it was so good. I'm really impressed. One of the things that it really allowed me to do, I talked about this in my journal entry for Loose, but this was the first time that it had kind of clicked for me whose parts were whose. There were some, like, I could tell most of them apart, but like I didn't realize that Jay had done one of the chorus parts, and I didn't realize that Heesung had the ad-lib when Nicki's on. I think sometimes, I said this in the video as well, about Loose specifically, but sometimes when they have like the different post-production effects, particularly with like EXO and all that, I just think sometimes their voices get a little bit blended. I'm talking about the English version of EXO here as well, by the way. So sometimes I think their voices get blended a bit, so being able to actually watch it and, you know, differentiate between parts was so helpful. But I really liked the choreography a lot. It's one of those ones where I find myself like just randomly doing the moves. Like I'll be like washing dishes and just, you know, just trying to do the moves at the sink. I don't know why this one is stuck in my head so much. It's a little bit like brought the heat back for me. But anyways, we are now wrapping up the first spread in this video, which was the Jimmy Kimmel one. We're now moving on to the second spread, and I actually have some special washi for this. I'm using this black washi. I think it's from, it's Mr. Pen, not Dr. Pen. I was thinking about Dr. Pepper. No, Mr. Pen. Oh my goodness. Mr. Pen has this black washi tape. It looks a bit like electrical tape, actually, but it's real washi tape. They all have the same weird kind of texture. It's difficult because I love the colors, but I don't love the texture. But the special washi tape I'm using here, I got this as part of a fan pack that I opened in an unofficial merch haul a few videos back. This is Romance Untold. This is the dark version of the washi tape. So I do actually have Enhypen washi tape. It did tear on that side there that I'm about to put the black paper against. So that's why I kind of put the black paper overlapping a little bit so you don't see that. But again, I'm using like blacks and purples and blues for this because I just think that it's very pretty. It kind of gave me like a nightclub era, I guess, or sorry, not era, aura. It gave me a nightclub aura, that kind of, you know, bright colors, the blues and the purples. It does look a bit dark on camera. I'm kind of noticing as I'm watching myself and voicing this over. It's a little bit, it's much, well, it's brighter. I can't say it's much brighter, but it is brighter in person. It's just because of the way I've color graded this video. I try to color grade it so that it fits, you know, within the ranges of luma and all that, so that it's not super bright on your guys' eyes. But I do realize on camera it looks a bit dark. Here what I'm doing is I'm trying to kind of blend both the black background with some of the colors by using the photos and then putting those on top of the black cardstock. But what I'm also going to do, you see that one over there that's just the photo all the way to the right? I do move that because it was bothering me as well. Here's me moving that because I was sitting there looking at it like, ooh, people are not going to like the fact it's not even, because I don't like the fact it's not even. I did kind of miscalculate the size a little bit because I had this last one, so unfortunately I did have to cut Sunu off in this picture here. I should have used like one of the ones at the top, but it is what it is. I had to cut and then reapply the tape to make it fit. And then to keep with that kind of color theme, I'm doing blue on the bottom part, the same blue marker that I actually used in the loose spread. And then the purple marker that I used to write the Enhypen on the end and show, that's the one I'll use to cover up that white space. So there's no kind of review of this one. I also accidentally drew on the photo, so I had to wipe it off so that it didn't smear when I closed the pages. But that was kind of the way that I was looking at the colors, was to make them pop and then not have so much writing on 2 pages. I'm really happy with the way these spreads came out. This is like going back to my roots as a K-pop journaler. I used to make, when I started out, I made spreads about every single music video they'd done. And then when I started on YouTube, there's a few videos I still haven't uploaded, but I would take like their Instagram ones, specifically like Jay's, and make spreads about them. So this is definitely, you know, going back to my roots as a K-pop journaler. I can't believe it'll either have been a year at the point that I upload this, or it'll be very, very close. But we are now coming to the end of the spread, so if you did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and also leave me a comment. I know I reply to comments a little bit late sometimes, but I do reply to all the comments that I get. So feel free to leave a comment. Did you guys like these performances? Did you not? What did you think? Like I said, for me, I loved the Jimmy Kimmel one, and the camera work, I think, on the Jimmy Kimmel one was better, but I'm also a huge engine, so I just liked watching them all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.